Hi, as you can see, I have decided to head for the beach. We have been here for the last 4 days and it has been absolutely gorgeous. When I want to get a different perspective, I head for the beach. It's the best place to contemplate and just spend some time with the Lord. Oh, the mountains are good. They're good. And the river's good too. But the beach is my favorite place to go. I've sang songs here, I do poetry here, I write in my journal. It's just a place to just be with Him. When you want to get a different perspective, where do you go? Where do you head? Where's your safe place, your hideaway place that you can be with Him? It's important to know that. If you're looking for a different perspective, I want to give you a little insight today. Do you see this kaleidoscope? This has been in my family for, ever since I stole it out of my kids' bedroom when they were little. So it's got to be over 30 years I've been using this kaleidoscope in different classes. And I wanted to show you something about it. What do you know about a kaleidoscope, first of all? What do you know? It has pretty pictures in it, a lot of broken pieces, a lot of colored broken pieces that make pretty pictures. The only way you can see those pictures is if you hold it up to the light. It has to be held up to the light. It doesn't work in the dark at all. And when you want to see a different picture, this piece right here, you turn it. And as you turn it, it'll fall, those broken pieces will fall into a different picture that you can look at. There is a million possibilities in here. I've never seen the same picture in, what did I say, 34 years that I've been using this kaleidoscope. If this kaleidoscope was your life, if it represented you and all the broken pieces that you have collected over your lifetime, and you needed to get a different perspective on your life, so you wanted to change the picture in here, like I said, you'd have to hold it up to the light. But the other thing that you would need to do is this would need to be turned. But if this was you, you wouldn't be able to turn it. That's not possible. Now, there are different disasters that could happen that could shake you up, because that's a possibility. You could shake this up and get a different picture. It doesn't work as well, but it is possible. But you need someone to turn this for you, to give you a different perspective on your life. The Lord will do that for you. If you sit and you pray and you ask Him to show you a different picture, to take all the broken pieces in your life and put them back in a different way so that you can see what He has for you. It takes trust. You need to trust Him, and then you also need to listen to what He's telling you to do, and then go out and do it. James 1 says if you're going to ask for wisdom, if you're going to ask the Lord for wisdom, but you don't believe, you don't trust, and you don't believe He's going to give you an answer, then you won't follow through on what He's asking you to do. You'll just be like a wave in the sea, like a boat on the wave in the sea, just being tossed around by the waves. But if you will believe and you will trust Him, He will give you an answer. Now, I want to tell you a little about that. We want the steps, before we take one step, we want the whole vision. We want everything that He's going to tell us to do. And then we kind of want control over whether we're going to take that first step. And the Lord doesn't work that way. He does not work that way. He asks you to take a step. He's going to give you a direction, and it may not even make any sense. For me, when I first started doing this, I would pray and I would ask for help. I would ask for direction, and He would tell me to go wash the dishes, which the first couple of times I did that made absolutely no sense. What does washing the dishes have to do with helping me get a different perspective on my life? Well, the Lord knows me. He knows that when I go wash the dishes, now I had two young boys in the household when I first started doing this. And I would go to wash the dishes and they would disappear. Everybody would disappear when I started cleaning up the kitchen. So I was assured of time alone, time for myself. And doing the dishes doesn't take any thought pattern at all, so I could let my mind just kind of drift. And the Lord then could reach me because I was peaceful, I was relaxed, I wasn't all stressed out or overwhelmed. I was just relaxing and being in the moment, focusing on washing the dishes, and I could hear him. I could hear him talking to me, and he would tell me to go do something. This one particular time I'm thinking about, I had lost my hairbrush, and my son, Luke, said, "Your hair is real tacky, Mom, so we're going to pray." He prayed and asked the Lord to help me find my hairbrush, and I thought, okay, that's great, thank you. And then I went to wash the dishes, and the Lord told me to go make my bed, and I ran into the bedroom and I tore my bed all apart looking for my hairbrush, because I thought, okay, it's got to be here somewhere because he told me to go to my bed, but I couldn't find it. It wasn't anywhere. I had torn everything apart. I couldn't see it. And I sat down on the bed and I asked him, "Lord, it's not here. You told me to go." And he said, "What did I tell you?" I said, you said make my bed and then I would find my hairbrush." "Exactly," he said, "make your bed." And what did you do? Oh, I tore it completely apart. So I set to making my bed, and as I made it, I kept an eye out. I stayed alert. I stayed alert because he had given me a directive, and I stayed alert looking for my hairbrush, but I couldn't see it. I was putting the spread on, and as I smoothed the spread out very dramatically, I watched my hand go across my bed. And there on the other side of the room, just peeking a little bit out from underneath my vanity, was my hairbrush. It had been hiding under there. And so I sat down on the bed and I said, okay, what was this all about, Lord? You know, finding my hairbrush is such a little thing, but it was important. And he said, I wanted you to learn to do what I tell you. Not what you think I said, not what you hoped I said, but exactly what I said. And he kept giving me lessons like that. He said, if you will follow me step by step, I will develop a ministry for you. So if you are struggling with perspective, you're struggling with where you want to go, I encourage you to take that first step, no matter how ridiculous it may seem. Take that first step that the Lord is offering you. And then you'll find when you take that step, you get a different perspective. You're not standing in the same place. You're standing in a different place. And so when you look out, you can see things you didn't see before. And then he will give you the next step. And you take that step. And then you look around and you wait for the next step. Even if he's given you a vision, he gave me a vision back in 1985, telling me I would write a book, telling me I would have a ministry. 1985, you heard me correctly. A vision. If I had set out to just accomplish that vision on my own, it wouldn't have worked. But I waited on him, waited step by step for the directions that he gave me. Because he could see where I was going and I couldn't. It was dark. I needed him to turn my life, the broken pieces of my life, so I could see them differently. I could see the colors and the patterns and the gifting that he had given. I needed him to do that. I couldn't do that on my own. So if you're looking for a different perspective, you're looking for a way to handle all of that's going on in the world right now for your own life, I encourage you to sit down or take a walk or go to the beach and walk on the sand or just lay in the sun. It's beautiful. It's beautiful because the water reminds you it's constant. He is constantly there. He doesn't allow the water to come any farther than right there. He is watching over you. He's taking care of you. But you have to trust that that's true. You have to believe it. And then listen. Listen to what he's telling you and then respond. So gain a different perspective. Find your safe place and spend some time with him and let him tell you what's the next step, just the next step that he wants you to take. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.